Hello, and welcome back to an exciting Rich Alvarez stream. I'm Rich Alvarez, and with me, as always, is Chris Muller.
Hello, good to see you.
It's been a minute since we streamed. I believe the last time we streamed was SAC Anime back earlier last month, which at this point, since that was the beginning of last month, we're at the end of this month. It was almost 2 months ago. What does that mean, Chris? It means we have lots to talk about.
We sure
Lots
do.
of things have been announced for the Switch and for Nintendo overall. We're very excited to talk about some of these announcements. Ultimately, one of these games has already come out. We still would like to talk about it. And then we've got some things that we want to talk about games that haven't come out yet. But we're going to start out today's video by talking about the retirement of Charles Martinet, the longtime voice of Mario, who's been doing it since Mario 64 in 1996. We mentioned this on a previous stream, too, that he was going to make an announcement video official with Shigeru Miyamoto. We have that video to show you guys today, and that's what we're going to take a look at first. So I think unless you got something else to say.
Yeah, I guess thank you everybody for tuning in. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody who's in the chat. So welcome to Lady Rosebug, Sam, Lady Rosebug again, Trip, Cheese, Brandon, and Daniel. And a special shout out in particular to Lady Rosebug and Trip, who are our members. Oh, look at that. Christine's here. Don't dox me, bro. But yes, this is my bedroom. Good to see you, Christine. Thank you for jumping in as well. And we also have Naren. But yeah, so just like I said, shout out to our members. Thank you so much to Lady Rosebug and Trip. We're going to go ahead and get started here. We got a lot of Nintendo news to catch up on. So again, this video is actually about a month old. We're a little bit late, but I have not watched this yet, and neither is Rich. So you're going to get to see our initial reactions to this.
Also, shame on Starbucks for running out of pumpkin spice syrup because I was not able to get my pumpkin spice grande frappuccino this morning. I had to settle for a caramel one. This really isn't helping anyone. I just wanted to kind of like say, shame on Starbucks.
yeah, I agree. By the way, be sure to give this video a like if you haven't already. Got to feed that YouTube algorithm. Without further ado, this is the Miyamoto retirement video.
Martinet.
Or sorry,
retirement video.
Charles Martinet
featuring Miyamoto.
What Richie said. All right, here we go.
Charles, woohoo!
Oh, hold on a second. I've got our mic stuff messed up. I'm only hearing it out of one audio thing. Sorry, guys. Doing some audio. Okay, let's see if that works.
You know, today is a very big day for Nintendo, the Mushroom Kingdom, and for me.
We're going to go ahead and pause this real quick because we just got a very generous super chat from Radical Jaws Funny Moments, who said, shame on Starbucks, you deserve your $20.
$20.
Thank you, Radical.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Now back to Charles Martinet.
Now, you may know me for voicing characters from Nintendo's games like Super Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Luigi. And today, I'm happy to share with all of you that I'm stepping into a brand new role as the Mario Ambassador. Woohoo! Traveling around the world, sharing the joy of the Mario family, and being able to continue meeting with all of you wonderful fans who I cherish absolutely the most is a great, great honor. I'm very much looking forward to seeing all of you at events around the world in the years to come. Let's go! Over to Mr. Miyamoto.
チャールズさん、こんにちは。皆さん、こんにちは。チャールズさん、あなたと初めて会ったのは随分と前のことで、マリオとその仲間たちが登場するさまざまなゲームやプロジェクトを通して長い道のりを一緒に楽しんできましたね。あなたが初めてマリオの声を担当したのは1996年のスーパーマリオ64でした。イベント会場で出会うといつもパーパーと呼んでくれて PR ビデオを一緒に撮ったりしましたね。あなたは世界中を旅してイベントに足を運び、ファンの皆さんに楽しくマリオの声を披露して笑顔を届けてくれました。あなたはいつも人々に喜びを届けることを優先してくれるので、とても素晴らしいマリオのアンバサダーになっていただけると思います。ご覧になっている皆さん、この新しい役割になってチャールズさんはこれからも世界中を旅してファンの皆さんと直接お会いしておなじみの声でお話をしたりサインをして交流いただきます。 今年10月に登場するスーパーマリオブラザーズワンダーからいくつかのマリオキャラクターの声が新しくなっています。そちらもぜひ楽しんでください。チャールズさん、あなたの献身的な努力、才能、そして京都の料亭では出入り口で頭をぶつけそうになっていました。あなたの背の高さも印象に残っています。私たちのキャラクターに命を吹き込んでくれたあなたの心遣いに深く感謝しています。これからも世界中のイベントで任天堂ファンと盛り上がってくれることを楽しみにしています。そしてマリオファンの皆さん、私たちと共にチャールズさんを称え、彼の新しい役割での活躍にご期待ください。チャールズさん、本当にありがとうございました。Thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you so much, Papa. For many years, it's been a privilege to be able to bring your amazingly wonderful characters to life. I am completely honored and joyed. Thank you. My favorite thing in the world is to meet Mario fans, fellow Mario fans like me, because I'm just so grateful for your joy and happiness and enthusiasm. I think all that we're here to do, or all that I'm here to do, is to touch your hearts, to make you smile, to make you laugh, and bring a little bit of that magic of happiness. And it's been such an honor and such a joy for so many years that I look forward to continuing to bring that joy and help us all remember our innocence and our happiness and our joy through great games. And to all Mario fans around the world, I look forward to meeting you at some future events. Okie dokie, let's go! Wahoo!
That was really classy. I got to say, I was pretty impressed with that. I think that it was neat that Miyamoto shared the memories, how much he appreciated. You can tell he has a lot of respect for Charles and cares about their friendship a lot. And I liked how he really mentioned that he's not going to stop doing stuff for the fans. He's still going to go to events, sign autographs.
He'll
take
be
pictures.
At the conventions and everything.
He
so
just won't
to me,
be.
AKA, he's on permanent vacation, basically.
Kind of. Yeah, that's a good point. Just constantly go to conventions. Excuse me. We got another super chat. You want to read this, Rich?
Oh, thank you. Xandabrow says, hi from set. We say $20 for you. Thank you so much, Xandabrow.
Thank you, Xandabrow. Also, I saw a funny comment from Christine who said, LOL, Lady Rosebug. Chris, is your room usually that tidy and neat? Only from this angle, Christine.
And only on days where we stream.
Anyway, so this came out again a month ago. Oh, my goodness, we got another super chat from Xandabrow. Thank you. Xandabrow said, you got to meet Charles as Darkness.
Oh, right. No, I think he would be very confused by that. Like,
we have met Charles before.
Yeah,
he goes to a lot of conventions. Like he goes to SAC Anime like almost every year. He always went to E3 before E3 ended. But he's definitely always been like really into the conventions. Thank you, Xandabrow. Oh, we got a nice comment here. This is from El Garasso, who said, so glad to see you, my bros. It's an honor to be here. Well, thank you.
It's an honor to be here.
Cool. All right. So that was the Nintendo video for Charles Martinet retiring from voice acting, going into just being a brand ambassador. Did you have any other thoughts on that before we go to our next video?
I wish Charles all the best. He's the greatest.
All right.
That's all.
Very good. So in the past month, actually, this was in the past week, really, exactly 1 week ago, Mario Wonder finally came out, and Nintendo actually had a special launch trailer for the day it came out last week, which was last Friday. So this is like 8 days ago. So we're going to watch that next.
Launch trailer.
So this is the Super Mario Bros. Wonder launch trailer.
Wow, zippy! Hey, there's someone back there. You don't see that every day. Love that sound. Whoa. What's that? Wonderful!
Available
Available
now.
now.
Yeah.
All right, I thought that was pretty cool. So
I think my favorite part about Mario Wonder just has to be how different it is. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it's still following the side-scrolling format because that's Mario. But
yeah.
other than that, though, it doesn't look anything like Mario U or Wii, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Bros. U, all that stuff. It looks completely different from the recent games. What's up?
I was just laughing at Christine's comment. I'm not going to read this out loud, Christine, because this is a family channel, but I thought your comment was funny. Sorry, continue.
No, I just love like all the new power-ups and all of the new creativity. And just the level design here is really immaculate. That's all I wanted to say.
Nice. Also, Trip just used their member chat, and they've been a member for 18 months, a year and a half. Thank you, Trip. And Trip said, I first played it on stream a few days ago, and let me tell you, the gameplay feels so refreshing and new, and the new voice actor sounds amazing. Yeah, neither of us, you haven't played it yet, right?
No.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet either. Rich and I might do a live stream of it, TBD, but neither of us have played it yet. And it looks pretty good.
The Bowser's lettuce.
Nice.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Yeah. Christine got
It's
a
a
out of that
wonder flower.
Anyway,
Asterisk exclamation part.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I guess we made that same joke already in YouTube news. So there you go. Cool. So that was the trailer.
Actually, I really like Nicholas Patton's question. Ooh, and then we're going to get to a super sticker from Lady Rosebug. Nicholas says, question, if this game was released when Stupid Mario Bros. Was being filmed, what item would you likely reference from the game in a video? I think I really would have tried to have done some kind of elephant
Mario.
thing.
Yeah.
That would have been really funny. And then Lady Rosebug super chats a super sticker. Thank you so much, Lady Rosebug.
Thank you, Lady Rosebug. Cool. So next up, we are going to watch a review for Mario Wonder, keeping our Mario Wonder theme going here. So this is the IGN review. Rich and I have not watched this yet. In fact, I'll just go ahead and like that.
I was just curious to see, as I always am, what IGN says about anything that because oftentimes I will agree with IGN, and then sometimes they'll be so off. And I guess I just want to see, because they'll, go through all the different aspects of the game and go through it one by one. And so anyways, and
it depends on who their reviewer is. So we'll try and do some commentary on this, so it's not just us watching it the whole time. Okay, here we go.
Every single Mario platformer game, 2D or 3D, seems to gleefully reinvent itself to some degree, doubling down on the unique delights that they bring me.
Let's see. No, I was just reading Trip's comment. Let's see how wrong IGN is this time.
Well said, Trip.
Love that sound.
Continuing that trend, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is very aptly named because, quite simply, it is full of wonder. Literally wonderful. Every frame oozes joy, from its bright colors to the Flower Kingdom's ubiquitous talking flower, who's never lacking in words of encouragement as you run and jump through dozens upon dozens of stages that are altered by unpredictable and often grin-inducing wonder effects and, more often than not, the antics of Mario himself.
So what I've noticed so far in a lot of the videos I've watched is a lot of people are saying they really like the level design, that it's very colorful, and that there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like people are saying it does feel different than your typical new Mario Bros. Game.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of cool.
Whether you enjoy it
I love
solo
these
or with
balloon
up to
creatures. You don't have to pause. I'm just saying.
Oh, I have to
I
because the audio.
I love these balloon creatures where it kind of looks like little fart clouds are coming out of their like balloon holes.
This is a kid's game. All right.
3 friends, there's a lot to love about Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Wonder catches the eye immediately. It dazzles due to its typical and welcome use of a wide variety of colors, with a particular emphasis on vivid blues, reds, greens, and yellows. But it's particularly impressive in motion. With apologies to Yoshi's Island, it looks like what you'd imagine a proper Super Mario World sequel should be if it were made in 2023 instead of 19.
I wanted to comment on that really quick. We watched the Donkey video, which we're not going to watch on this stream, but we watched it before we did this, and he said the same thing, that he was reminded of Yoshi's Island. So that's another
Because
person
of the bright colors,
who
probably,
said they feel like it's a proper sequel to Yoshi's Island. Oh, okay. It looks like our internet's getting funky. Hopefully it doesn't like lag out. Let us know, by the way. I got a warning that the Wi-Fi was strained, so if it gets weird, let us know in the chat. Also, Trip said something interesting. Trip said, won't elaborate, but I have a feeling you two will enjoy the retro references in this game. One in particular caught me by surprise, and I loved it.
Completely by surprise.
I wonder Interesting. Well, thanks for the heads up, Trip.
Wait, Kuma Rock says, wish Mario Galaxy was on Switch. It is on Switch. It was part of the Mario All-Stars collection.
Oh yeah, Kumo, you can get Mario Galaxy 1 in the 3D All-Stars collection with Sunshine and 64. All right, continuing.
95. Mario reaches back for his hat when he dashes into pipes. Critter's eyes bulge in fear as they run in terror from a pursuing plumber. Goombas have snot bubbles on their nostrils as they nap. Elephant Mario squeezes his giant round body into warp pipes and awkwardly tries to make himself as small as he can when crouching under a low row of blocks. There are so many more. Those touches go a long way toward bringing Mario's first trip to the Flower Kingdom to life. But what is the Flower Kingdom? It's a neighbor to the familiar Mushroom Kingdom, and it proved to be a refreshing setting mostly because it brought so many new and unique enemies for Mario to stomp on. Story-wise, you can already guess. A visiting Mario finds himself caught up in another Bowser caper, of course, as the reptile uses the land's wonder powers to fuse himself with the kingdom's primary castle, making life miserable for its inhabitants. As always, the story is Paper Mario thin, and you know you're going to fight Bowser's Jr. along the way. But it leaves no cloud hanging over the Flower Kingdom because the dozens of stages across 6 main worlds, along with the Petal Isles hub that contains stages of its own, offer so many different looks and wild hooks that the typically forgettable story simply didn't matter. Most levels include at least 2 Wonder Seeds, with one of them at the end and another hidden somewhere within it. Getting access to that hidden seed usually involves finding a Wonder Flower, sometimes hidden in blocks, bad guys, or in secret areas that make something unexpected happen.
I was just thinking of YouTube news. That's drugs, Mario. You're literally doing drugs.
It's drugs.
Anyway.
Sadly, I'm not allowed to show you most of the best ones, but Mario might transform into a rolling spiky ball, or the camera might shift to a top-down perspective, or he might turn into a Goomba who can't jump or attack, or there might be a dance party. You just never know what will happen next. As such, I looked forward to the wonder effects on every stage. There's so much fun to experience that if I missed one in a level, I had plenty of motivation to run back in to find it. In short, the wonders make the game. It certainly doesn't hurt that each world packs entirely different groups of enemies that include mostly new foes, but with some callbacks to both staple classics like the cloud-riding Locky-2s and deeper cuts like the Pokies from Super Mario Bros. 2. Among the newbies, the bull rushes come rushing at you and cannot be defeated by traditional stomping. But they can be ridden, which Wonder takes clever advantage of. The derpy-looking Maw-Maws, meanwhile, look sweet, chill, and innocent until they spot you, at which point their gaping maws open wide and will swallow you whole if you don't jump very high very quickly. The Mumsies, on the other hand, pose little threat aside from their difficult-to-leap-over height, and I never got tired of grabbing onto their loose piece of cloth and unraveling them into oblivion. I hope we get to see the Flower Kingdom again someday, because I don't want this to be the only appearance for this fresh group of interesting new enemies.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one of the things I like about this to make it feel different from a typical new Super Mario Bros. Game. They've got a lot of new enemies, which keeps the game fresh. And I didn't realize they were going to have, did they say 2 Wonder Flowers in every single level? Did I catch
Wonder
that right?
Seeds.
Wonder Seeds.
Those are like you know, like they're kind of like the stars, you know what I mean?
Right.
Those
yeah.
are your rewards. The Wonder Flowers get you to the astral plane.
Got it.
But the
yeah.
Wonder Seeds are what you're trying to collect.
It definitely keeps the game fresh. So I think it's looking pretty fun. It's making me want to play this. Anyway, continuing.
Another wrinkle in the 2D Mario formula comes in the form of badges, a group of roughly 24 unlockable active or passive effects you can choose to take into each level. Grappling Vine means even Mario games have grappling hooks now, Safety Bounce will let you survive a fall into lava, and Sensor pings more frequently as you get closer to key objects like large purple coins and, crucially, Wonder Flowers. These badges give you some welcome control over how you tackle stages in a way that best suits your playstyle, not to mention offering a bit of replayability as a cherry on top. Some badges can be purchased at shops, while others are earned when you complete badge challenge stages designed around that particular power-up. By comparison, buying a badge with purple coins was unsatisfying, especially considering I was never short on them. I wish each of them had a fun challenge associated with it instead of just some of them. Speaking of new additions, Super Mario Bros. Wonder offers familiar 4-player local and brand new online multiplayer with the...
I wanted to pause it real quick and mention the badges is a pretty cool idea, because I know that there have been similar things in some of the Mario RPG, Paper Mario, blah, blah, blah stuff. I thought that was creative. I think that's going to add a lot of replay value to the game.
The online component being surprisingly seamlessly integrated. I don't see it as appointment multiplayer gaming. Couch co-op is still where it's at in any multiplayer Mario game, but it works. And the friend races you can initiate on most stages can be a fun distraction from the primary platforming action. And whether you play on the same screen together or online, it is nice to see Nintendo put forth a more concerted effort to make multiplayer feel like a more organic part of the platforming rather than a tacked-on afterthought through things like standees, which let you leave respawn points for your friends, and turning your pals into ghosts that won't physically get in your way during a precise jump or maneuver.
Yeah, I was going to say the online aspect, that was the part that kind of surprised me, but I like that because it's just an extra spin on feeling interconnected with other players. So if we end up doing a stream on this, which hopefully we will, it'd be fun to test that out and see who shows up. And then I saw that too. Christine said, OMG, Elephant Mario is going to kill Yoshi riding him like that. Yeah, it looked like Yoshi really was not happy in that shot. You saw that clip, right? Yeah, that's pretty good.
But let me circle back to Elephant Mario for a second. Is he explained? Does he make any sense at all? Does it matter? No. Is he awesome? Yes. He is a dominant Shaq-like force in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, complete with absolutely hilarious animations. A tap of the Y button sends smaller foes flying away when he swipes at them with his trunk. He can hold water in said trunk too, dousing hot blocks and watering thirsty plants where needed.
Thank you.
His sheer bulk even allows him to smash bricks with his trunk.
When they were having the water stuff, I was thinking, hey, Mario Sunshine called. He wants his watering stuff.
Boo,
back.
Chris, boo.
I had something there. All right.
He's just a blast.
21 viewers tonight.
Drill Mario is also a welcome addition. With a drill bit on his hat, he can burrow into the ground or the ceiling to access hidden areas and spring up from below on unsuspecting bad guys.
Compare Mario to Shaq. Well, until IGN, I guess.
Yeah, that was a throwback.
I can't quite say the same for Bubble Mario. He blows large bubbles that can snag
exactly,
coins
Christine.
slightly.
What did Christine say? Oh, sorry.
she's referencing How I Met Your Mother. Looks like we got Stephen King over here.
Thanks, Christine. Oh, I was thinking the same thing. Elephant Mario writing Yoshi reminds me of Yoshi writing Mario in SMB Act 1. I was literally thinking the same thing.
I know, we did it first, everything. So.
Home in on and ensnare enemies and be used as jumping pads, which is all useful enough. But when given the choice of which Mario form I wanted to take, just like in past Mario games, you can keep a power-up in reserve to switch back and forth as needed, I typically opted for Elephant Mario or good old Fire Mario. Despite the joy radiating from most of the 2D Super Mario Bros. Wonder, it's not quite up to par with the last mainline 3D Mario masterpiece, Super Mario Odyssey. The music, while not at all bad,
I wouldn't compare this game to Odyssey.
They did, obviously.
I don't think that's a fair comparison because there's like, it's similar to how the Mario RPG games, I would put them in their own category, like Paper Mario, Super Mario, Mario and Luigi, All-Star, the original Mario RPG. That's like the Mario RPG stuff. There's the 3D stuff like 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, Odyssey. That's its own thing. And then I would say there's like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, which I would put in their own category. So I would compare this to new Super Mario Bros. I don't think that it's like comparing like this to Mario Kart or Mario Party. It's its own thing. What do you think?
Yes and no, but yes.
Well, yes, but also no.
I'm not committed to a specific answer.
I mean, I get his point that like you shouldn't go into this expecting Odyssey or Galaxy, but you know, you get yeah. I think I've made my case.
is surprisingly forgettable this time around.
I'm thinking for different reasons.
And while there are some
Like
5-star
Game Boy
difficulties,
Odyssey, for different reasons, though. You know what I mean? Like, I loved Odyssey. I thought Mario Odyssey was potentially the best 3D Mario game since Mario 64.
But you're saying you might like this one
But I
better
might
than
have
Odyssey.
more fun with this game than
Because-
I did with Odyssey. Because it just looks
it
like
look-
a ton of
it
fun.
does look really fun. That's well, guys, we'll try and get a stream on this so you can see us playing it for the first time, because I agree, it does look like really simple fun. So yeah.
stages, including an entire group of them I won't spoil here, Wonder is a bit light on the challenge side of things, so there's not as much here for seasoned series veterans as its predecessor has.
And yet, I'll play it.
Though in fairness, Mario is for everyone, and my daughter appreciated the inclusion of Nabbit as a playable character. When we played together, enemies couldn't hurt her, and we had more fun progressing through many of the stages. I nevertheless remain hungry for Mario's next 3D adventure, especially as I watch the calendar surpass 6 years since Odyssey.
It's been, wow, I guess that's crazy. 6 years since Odyssey. What do you think he's going to rate this? Guess.
9.5.
Oh,
Or
they do
9.6. Is it because I think it's on a half scale? I'm going to say 9.5, 9.6 is where they've rated it. What do you think? He's been praising it the whole time.
I'm gonna go slightly higher than you. I'll say, so you said 0.5 or 0.6?
What are you
I'll say
9.8?
0.7 or 0.8.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
that's my guess.
Over under.
What would you? Well, I guess we can't rate it because we haven't played it yet. So we'll have to play it first.
I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. IG, because that's the joke. Actually, watch him give it a 10. All right, we'll see.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder establishes a new standard for what 2D Mario platformers should look like. It is colorful, it is alive, and it is joyful. It also managed to surprise and delight me in continually more creative ways thanks to its unpredictable wonder effects, which transform levels into something completely different for a brief while. Like dessert in the middle of the main course of each stage, they were irresistible and always put a smile on my face, as did the absolute beast that is Elephant Mario. In every other way other than advanced challenges, Wonder feels like a 21st century successor to Super Mario World, and I'm not sure I can give it a higher compliment than that. For more...
He gave it a 9.
Wow.
That's actually kind of
under
low.
both of us. Yeah,
Dang.
I didn't expect that.
Because IGN has been criticized for overinflating their ratings and always giving stuff a 10.
Christine says, I don't know, Richie. Mario 64 is awesome, and Odyssey was like an upgrade, and both games are amazing, but this looks like fun, but it doesn't look like no Odyssey.
Called out by his own sister.
Wow. All right. Well,
I mean, we'll
excuse me for being alive, I guess.
World, and I'm not sure I can give it a higher compliment than that. For more Super Mario that's arriving this fall, don't miss the latest gameplay trailer.
I think, is that the last thing about Mario Wonder?
Yeah, next it would be some other games. So thoughts on Wonder so far?
I mean, again, I think we do need to eventually do a stream on it. I know we'll be late to the game.
I mean, it's only been out for a week.
Not
that late. But I get your point. Yeah.
But still, it's
we do need to play it, especially since it's 2-player and we haven't done a gaming stream for a while. So, but we just got a really nice comment from Not Octi, who said, "Rich and Chris and the rest of Co. Thanks for shaping a large part of my childhood." Well, you are very welcome, and thank you so much for the nice comment.
Thank you so much. But if you're not Octi, then who are you?
Oh wow, we got it jumped up to 27, then 24. Anyway, looks like we have a few more people in here, so give this video a like if you haven't already. Anyway, so game
Scott Otter.
Oh snap.
Digging the Johnny Cash vibe today, boys, because we're both wearing the actually identical black jackets.
We are, yeah.
I got to say, I bought my jacket first, and then Chris liked it so much he bought himself one.
I totally copied Richie shamelessly. It's called a business windbreaker, and it looked cool. And I was like, that's so cool. I'm going to get the same thing. Good to see you, Scott. Hope you've been well.
Okay, Christine says I should do a competing stream of this game. My stream shall be the superior stream.
All right. Well, thanks, Christine. Anyway, so I think it looks like a good game. I'm excited to play it.
Yes, very good.
It'll be on our radar. So next up, did you have any other thoughts before we move to the next topic?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so next up, this is not the only big Mario game coming out. There's another big Mario game coming out here very soon.
Arguably the one that I'm looking potentially more forward to.
I was going to say the same thing because I love the Mario RPG games. So there's a new-ish trailer that came out. We have not watched this one yet, but again, this is a remake of the Super Nintendo game made by Squaresoft.
Well, yeah, Square.
It was the people that made Final Fantasy.
Early 90s, so it would have been just Square back then. Square, which begot the Squaresoft, which begot the Square Enix.
Oh, wow. Okay, gotcha. So this is the trailer for Super Mario RPG, and I agree with Rich. I might be more excited about this because I never played the original Mario RPG, and I'm excited to, and I feel like it'll be easier to get into it with the newer graphics. So we're going to go ahead and watch this new trailer and see what is new.
Mario's first RPG adventure returns. The Super Mario RPG game is back with updated graphics. Let's go over some new and returning gameplay features. Time your button presses with action commands to increase damage dealt or decrease damage received. When you time your attacks perfectly, you can now damage all enemies at once. Every successful action command will fill this gauge. When it's full,
Was that part of the original game or is that new? That
I think that's new.
because I don't have anything to because you played it years ago.
Oh,
right?
years ago.
Yeah. It looks cool. I like that.
Oh, I love Fat Koopa.
you can unleash the 3-character triple move. Depending on your current party, the move will change, so experiment with different combos. During your adventure, you'll encounter bosses with colorful personalities. After clearing the game, you can fight some of them again. But these powered-up bosses aren't gonna be easy. Set off for adventure with
I was gonna say that song is like the song I always remembered, and somebody
Super
Mario
Mario
RPG. That is the only game for me.
Yeah. Flash animation.
There's
at some
like
point.
a classic Newgrounds video with that song where somebody put lyrics to it, and it was like a viral video like before YouTube. Anyway, I love that song. Super catchy. Did you want to?
No, let's move on.
All right.
Mario and Friends, when Super Mario RPG launches on the Nintendo Switch system November 17th.
That's coming out really soon. That's like in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
What day is the 17th?
Good question. Let's find out. One moment, please.
One moment, please.
November 17th is on a Friday. I even have it on my phone.
Ooh,
It
you
says,
best believe we should probably do a stream
that day.
I
We'll be
want
on top of that
this
one.
opportunity,
Yeah, no,
like,
that one
like,
I'm-
"Oh, where were you guys with Mario Wonder?" But Mario RPG will be probably there day one, unless I don't want to.
Yeah, but that one looks really, really good. Should we? I know this isn't in our queue. Should I pull up the Mario RPG animation, or should we save that for like a different time? All right, different time. It's all right, all
We'll
right.
start getting horribly off track.
We'll go down a Newgrounds rabbit.
Another game is getting a re-release.
Okay, so in the vein of Mario RPG games, Nintendo, I didn't know they were doing this, but they're doing a remake on the Switch of Paper Mario 2, The Thousand Year Door, which is a really, really good game. And I did play that one and loved it. So we're going to watch the trailer for that next. I just realized they made it widescreen instead of full screen. So
Of
they
course,
pulled
yeah.
Sunshine and stretched it, which it looks really good.
So, like rule number one when you remaster a game,
better-
is,
yeah.
aspect ratio.
Unless it's Mario 64. Because they didn't do that for 64 on 3D All-Star.
Christine, let's see. She says that room is unavailable. Are you referring to 1408 or something from like What's Up, Doc? I don't know. It could be either one.
Christine said that room is unavailable. And then she said, LOL, I want to see if Richie knew what I was referencing. So you said 1408 or What's Up, Doc?
Yeah, it's got to be one of
What's the
those two.
reference, Christine? Put it in the chat. Anyway.
I don't know.
Continuing.
Yes, 1408. So it can only be one of those two movies. That's where all the quotes come from.
Very nice.
I don't think we can make it. Really play with the idea that you're made out of paper. Okay.
How about that? And the robot falls in love with Princess Peach. But yeah, Paper Mario 2 was a really, really good game, and I'm glad it's going to be getting like some recognition again, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that never played it, and that was a fun game. I
Was
really
the
enjoyed
booster course pass part of your plans of announcements or no? The new Mario Kart stuff?
Oh, no, it was not. But
This was from the same Nintendo Direct,
yeah.
right?
Hold on,
The
let me see.
914.
Let's
It
watch
is,
this
yeah.
one too.
Because I noticed some new players in there.
All right, so next up, good call, Rich. We're going to check out the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 6. So these are the new levels?
Yes.
All right.
Well, and characters, new playable
Oh,
characters.
okay.
I saw Pauline
The
in there
final
too.
wave is racing in. Here's a sneak peek at Wave 6, the
Oh.
final wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. From the Mario Kart Wii game, Daisy Circuit. More returning characters are also being added in Wave 6. From the Mario Kart Double Dash game,
Diddy Kong,
Diddy
finally.
Kong.
About
From
time.
Mario Kart Wii,
Funky Kong.
Nice.
and from the Mario Kart Tour game,
There's Pauline.
Pauline. And also, Key Jet. Wave 6 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC.
See,
for the
there's
Mario
never
Kart
ever
8
going to be a
Deluxe
need
game
for
drives
Mario
onto
Kart
Nintendo
9 because they
Switch
could
this
just keep
holiday.
adding stuff to Mario Kart 8 because it's just perfection.
It is, yeah.
I am surprised that it took them this long to get Diddy Kong in there, though. I would have expected
Day
Diddy
one.
Kong to be a day one
Yeah.
character. Honestly, he had his own racing game.
Speaking of which, Christine said, "What about remaking Diddy Kong?"
Technically,
we
there was a 3DS remake of Diddy Kong Racing. However, without the
rareware stuff.
yeah, that's a complicated issue, unfortunately.
All right. We have a few more videos left. So next up, we're going to watch Mario Party 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack.
You remember this crap, kids?
Mario Party 3!
No up-res, no, it's just a simple port, guys.
And that just came out yesterday because it said October 27th. It was weird. I remember that game looking amazing when I played it back in the day, but after watching like the Mario RPG remake and like not seeing this in like up-res graphics, I was like, ooh, didn't age as good as I remember.
But
it was a fun game.
I know
though.
they can't take the time to just completely remake everything,
Yeah.
but
They should though, because they did. I'll tell you what they did remake. They made Mario. What was it? The Super Mario All Stars, the Mario Party remake, where they actually did remake some of the levels. I wish they would just see. That was my biggest disappointment. And Lady, we'll get your comment in a second. I wish that they had just done every level in that Mario All Stars game that came out, I think last year or the year before, where they remade some of the levels, but then they stopped and then they started just doing like, these. Anyway, you get my point. I want to play.
Is Scott
those
Otter
games
still in
up-res.
the audience? Because I would really love it if I knew that Scott was still watching us.
He might have just popped in and pieced out. Anyway, we got another very thoughtful member chat from Lady Rosebud who said, I remember I had an obsessive crush of Mr. L when I was 18, along with Luigi. Thank you.
No, do you
Not
mean
sure.
like Luigi?
Yeah, no, it's like the character or me
or
as the
Chris
character. Well,
Luigi.
either way, you have great taste, Lady Rosebud.
Wow.
So, thank you. Rich is just jealous. And then Lady Rosebud also said, don't forget when we part, he cussed to the video.
Oh, she's
despite it
referring to
being
what
censored.
Christine said, because Christine said, by the way, Chris, frickin' isn't a cuss word.
I'm being
LOL.
extra polite. Anyway,
She said I meant the character. Yeah, screw you, Chris.
Okay, all right. We
Hey,
know
Nacho
what the
Taco's here.
subtext was.
What's up, Nacho
Hello,
Taco?
Nacho Taco. All right, so that was the Mario Party one. Okay, we got 2 more videos left. So next up, we've got Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Now, is this
A remake or
a
an
remake
original?
or a new Mario versus Donkey Kong?
I don't know. Let's find out.
The toys are back in town.
Miniatures, you know.
I think this is a
Donkey
remake.
Kong. Mario.
Here we go.
The rivalry that heated up on the Game Boy Advance system reignites on the Nintendo Switch system. With his eyes on the prize, Donkey Kong has stolen all the mini Mario toys from the factory. And it's up to Mario to track him down. In each stage, contraptions and other challenges await. Observation and action are vital to your success. Mario needs to reach the key, but he can't quite cross the gap. That monkey's tail looks a little suspicious, though, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's Smash Bros, but this is definitely
If
not.
Mario
the
does
game.
this,
It's a same idea, but it's a
Now he can get across.
completely new game.
Oh, I get what you're saying. So it's like a kind of a remake sequel because it's new Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and safely grab the key.
At least that's what they're saying. And that's what it looks like to me.
Platform
'cause
too
I
high?
I didn't play that
Reach
game
it
for
with a
very long, but
handstand
this
jump or a
looks different.
backflip,
It does. Yeah.
like that. Observe and act to collect mini Marios, clear stages, and face Donkey Kong head on.
The music from the
In
original
this
game.
updated version of the game, you can play with a friend in local co-op. However you choose to puzzle your way through, it's up to you to recover the toys. Mario
Silver
versus
Solomon
Donkey
says,
Kong.
"The Toys Are
launches
Back
on
in
Nintendo.
Town" definitely sounds like a song title, not gonna lie. That's because you're thinking of The Boys Are Back in Town. The boys are back in town. You know.
Christine says, okay, gotta go. Love you guys. Love you too, Christine.
Bye.
See ya. Also, Lady Rosebug had a very nice comment and said, but you played the characters well. Thank you, Lady Rosebug. All right. So we got one video left. But yeah, I think that's the Mario. There's a lot of Mario games coming out. And that was our last Mario video. So next up, this is a little bit different, but it is coming out on the Nintendo Switch. So don't worry, we watched this trailer. The game's mature, but the trailer's pretty clean. So Red Dead Redemption is coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Red Dead Redemption 1, which came out on the Xbox 360 and PS3
Correct.
in 2010. So this is a 13-year-old game. I gotta say, Red Dead 1 is an extremely fun game. I loved it. It reminded me of that Wonder I had playing Ocarina of Time, and
Many people think it's better than Red Dead Redemption 2, but they would be wrong.
hot take from Rich. I didn't feel as excited about a game like Red Dead until Breath of the Wild came out 7 years later in 2017. So if you haven't played Red Dead, would highly recommend it. So we're going to go ahead and watch it. It's basically Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West. So here's the Nintendo Switch trailer for Red Dead 1.
Well, you're alive.
This country is infested with all manner of scum.
You always did have a high opinion of yourself, John.
Friends reunited. It is a beautiful thing.
That was a very short video. But basically, they had a DLC that was like a Halloween-themed Undead Nightmare. So if you never played Red Dead, this is your chance if you have a Switch. Anyway, so Rich, out of all the videos we watched today for all the games coming out, which one are you the most excited for?
I think I'm still probably the most excited for Super Mario RPG. That was one of my favorite games as a kid, and I really enjoy that it's getting the full 3D treatment.
Yeah.
There are two different ways that you can make a. Actually, there are three different ways. No,
there are
there's
four
really just
different
two
ways.
different ways. Sorry,
Guys,
there's
there's
just two different
64
ways
different
that
ways.
you can make a remake. You can either just update the graphics and resolution and call it a day, which is what they're doing. Basically, they're adding a little couple powers, but for the most part, it is the original game played exactly like the original game with just upgraded graphics and resolution. That's the safe way to do it. That's the Secret of Mana way to do it. That's how they did Secret of Mana too. That is often how they remake games, is just update the resolution. Then there's the riskier way to do it, where you don't just update the graphics. You change the story a little bit. You swap around characters a little bit. You fundamentally change things. You play around with the timeline. You make it so and it really just depends on the developer, right? Because some people, they just want to, create the same experience again, but make it look better. But some people are really stubborn and they don't want to. They had no interest in remaking the game because they've already made the game. And I can understand that as an artist. You've already made the game. Why would you make it again? So people are demanding a remake. So you're like, okay, well, we're going to remake this game, but we're going to make it a little different so that we don't go crazy. That's a big risk because it can either go really bad or really good, depending on if what you've changed applies to what the people like. I'm going to give two very different examples here. Resident Evil 4. The original Resident Evil 4 was very good. I hated the Resident Evil 4 remake. It just did tonally. It was off, and I don't want to go into it too much because I don't want to be super negative, but there was such a joy. I was always tempted to say that Resident Evil 4 was one of my favorites, but after the remake, that remake is so bad, I think it ruined the original for me. So I'm going to go back to my gut and just say that Resident Evil 3 is my favorite Resident Evil game. So shame on you, Capcom. But sometimes it can be a big risk reward. And in my opinion, the Final Fantasy VII remake did that perfectly. Yes, it switched around some stuff, created sort of an alternate timeline, time loop situation, which, as we know from Chrono Trigger and stuff, has always been a favorite thing of Square Enix's. In my opinion, they've enhanced that game. And I'm going to do a hot take right here. Final Fantasy VII was probably never the best Final Fantasy game, but now I think it is.
What was the best before?
Oh, 6 or 8, flip a coin.
Gotcha. So you really enjoyed the first part of the 7
and now we got the next part coming up in a couple of months, and I'm so excited because we're finally going to get to chocobo racing and breeding and all the stuff that I love to do. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake definitely enhanced Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't played either, but I've heard you talk a lot about it. And I will admit, hearing how they changed the timelines, I thought that was cool. It was worth a shot. And, it's interesting talking about changes or no changes. Rich, I know you're not into World of Warcraft. I'm into World of Warcraft. And when they re-released Vanilla WoW as Classic WoW, a lot of people did not trust Activision Blizzard, and a big push was #no changes because they didn't want them to ruin the game. Now people are finally getting to a point where they want Classic Plus, which is adding some new stuff to the base game, not going in the direction they did with the expansions like Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. I don't know how many of you guys play WoW, but on Reddit, there's a whole Classic WoW forum and people are constantly debating about it. Anyway, long story short, there's a lot of different options for remaking a game or up-resing a game or changing a game. And looks like EDM said something. What did EDM say?
Oh, he just said, I've heard from Final Fantasy fans that Final Fantasy VII is the best game if you haven't played other Final Fantasy games.
Do you agree with that take?
I think that's a pretty good statement. A lot of people, they were coming fresh into Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy VII, and that was their first experience with it. And so everything was just always compared to that, for them. But for people that were already familiar with the series, it was just another Final Fantasy, Granted. But anyways,
so going back to my original question, which is what game are you looking forward to most? Solidly Mario RPG Remake, because you think you feel like it's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, out of everything that we watched today, the game that I'm looking forward to the most, overall is definitely Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
And that comes out next year?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
It's called Rebirth. So there was Remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake. This next
Oh,
one's called Rebirth.
That's creative.
And you better bet your bottom dollar that the last one's going to be called Reunion. Like, that's just how it's going to work
Remake,
out.
Rebirth, Reunion.
Sam says, shilly shally, dilly dally, because that's what Tifa says in Advent Children, you know? Shilly shally, dilly. You know, I'll have to, for anybody who cares, it's just because of a translation issue. She says some phrase in Japanese that can't really be properly translated to English.
Yeah,
so the best they could do to match the lips and get the point across was shilly shally, dilly dally. Now, unfortunately, stuff like that will earn Chris points in his argument that you should always listen to things in Japanese and just watch subtitles. But I just want to enjoy things and not have to read. So, you know.
You literally made me. Okay, I have to. Rich is. Okay. So, long story short, the only anime I had watched when I was younger was like.
Naruto was great in Japanese. Naruto was
You're
great
totally
in Japanese.
getting ahead of me. Rich is like telling a story and ending it before even giving you guys any context or backstory. So I have to explain the context.
Oh, we don't have to get into
all right. So
of
super
that.
long story short, Rich got me into anime. I had watched like normie watered down anime. Nothing
We're talking
wrong
about
with
decades
normie.
ago.
I watched like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Monster Rancher and that stuff. Rich actually got me into like real anime. Like he showed me Full Metal Alchemist, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and then Rich and I think Christine too got me into Naruto. And Rich said the English dub is terrible, so watch the Japanese voice actors with English subtitles.
And that's true. I think that is very true, specifically for some of them. And again, I don't think there's a single anime made in the last 10 years besides maybe Demon Slayer that is worth my time.
It's really
like
Demon Slayer.
But I think that Naruto was a great example of just very, and again, I love American voice actors. I think American voice actors do a really good job. It's just that unfortunately, when you have something that's 1,000 episodes, if you've chosen a bad voice actor, like I do not like the American voice actor for Naruto, Naruto, you know, then it's going to grain on your brain forever. so it was more enjoyable in Japanese. And there's probably other examples. But you know, I have a lot of nostalgia for stuff that I started in English. I appreciate the English voice acting in Dragon Ball, because that was, you know, around on Toonami before I ever started getting into Japanese dubs, you know.
I would say, so just to wrap that point up, Rich now teases me for only wanting to watch anime in Japanese
when it's my fault,
with subs,
right?
when he's literally the one that insisted I do that for Naruto. So you created your own
Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. These are cartoons, animes that are better in English. Full Metal Alchemist, I will argue you could go either way.
I have a question for the chat, for those of you that are still watching. I want to know, if you're watching a new anime, so I'm saying new so we can't have nostalgia, put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me and you want to watch it in Japanese with English subtitles, or a 2 in the chat if you agree with Rich and you want to watch it in English with English voice actors.
I will also say to
so
your
1
point, Chris,
if you want Japanese voice actors, or 2 if you want English voice actors.
I will say
so
this
1
too,
is Chris, 2 is Rich. I want to see who agrees with who.
The biggest benefit of watching it in Japanese is that you get to watch it sooner, because it usually takes like a year before they dub it, you know.
Okay, so right now we've got Game Control Network who agrees with me, Lady Rosebug, Silver Salamance, but Nacho Taco agrees with Rich. So it looks like
one person. Thank you, Nacho Taco.
So out of our small sample size, 3 out of 4 people agree with me.
Hey, nobody ever agrees with me on anything. Okay, like
that was fun.
And that's fine.
Thanks for humoring us, guys.
I'm not even saying that Chris is wrong. I'm just saying I'm lazy and I want to be able to enjoy visuals without reading dialogue on a queue, you know.
I can understand that. I think for me, it's my immersion now. I feel more immersed in a game when I'm listening to it you're right, show. I feel more immersed in a show when I'm listening to it in Japanese. It feels more real to me. That's the only way I can explain it. I guess I just got used to it.
Brandon Wamer says, honestly, it depends on the anime and the actors. There's probably nothing more true than that. And again, I'll use Cowboy Bebop probably as the best example that I can think of.
I couldn't imagine it without,
with Steve Blum. But
I'd have to watch
that. It is such a it obviously the point of the show is it's going for a Western American
So you
feel,
need a
and it just feels right to be in English. And I will say the same thing similarly for Trigun. Trigun is obviously trying to be a Western as well. It feels better in English to me. But again, Full Metal Alchemist, you could go either way because that is kind of a Japanese story. And Naruto is very Japanese. And so much of its lore has its roots in like Japanese folklore.
The ninjutsu,
that it feels wrong to watch in English. So I think that there's nothing more true than what Brandon just said, that it just really depends on the anime.
Yeah.
You know, and also what arbitrary things you say about it, like I'm doing, to make it fit your viewpoint.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. Anyways, Chris, I think
PASWG is also better in English than in Japanese from personal experience. Which
PASWG.
Lady Rosebud, what's that acronym stand for? I'm not
I guess we're not
that.
hip enough to know what the thing is.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait for your answer.
How y'all feel about One Piece?
I've never watched One Piece.
I've seen the first episode of One Piece, the anime, and I couldn't stand it, so I never watched any more.
I have not given it a chance.
I'm willing to give the live action version a chance, though, on Netflix.
I've been told that if you like Naruto, you'll love One Piece, so I'll probably watch it someday, but that's how it goes. Anyway, well, that was pretty good. We covered a lot of ground. We've got a lot of new games coming out, so look forward to us probably, no promises, but probably doing a stream at some point of Mario Wonder. Definitely doing a stream at some point of Mario RPG. And we don't have... here we go.
She says, Google it and you'll see. Rather not say because just, and then... Oops.
Just because? All right, fair enough. We'll look it up after the stream.
It's probably something that we do know about, but we're just not thinking of it like that.
That's okay. Yeah. We'll look it up afterwards.
Cool.
But
all right, we've been going for an hour now.
Yeah, this is probably a good place to wrap up. So keep an eye out on the channel, guys. We may or may not be doing.
Keenan, the answer is yes.
We're going to try and do some more streams, but you guys know us. We make a bunch of content and then we disappear for months and then we come back. So hopefully you'll see us around more. I guess I would say join the Discord. I think that the stream bot should be live, but there's a link in the description. We post alerts there when we go live. But overall, I felt like it was a good stream. I'm glad that you guys tuned in today. Like Rich said at the beginning of this stream, we have not live streamed since the beginning of September when we were at SAG Anime.
Correct.
So, and it's been almost like 2 months since we did like just a regular stream like this where we got caught up on Nintendo news.
Hey,
hello, Marty Man. We're literally wrapping up the stream, but thanks for jumping in. Better late than never.
No promises, but if we have time this weekend or any time before Halloween, we'd love to do something else. Or you might not see us for a week or two. You
never know with us. We might be streaming a whole bunch, or we might disappear for again. But either way, we do really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed our take on all the new Nintendo stuff. So yeah,
right.
I think that pretty much covers it.
That's good.
So you want to do a please subscribe voice and send us off?
Please subscribe. It's free and easy, just like rewatching all of Stupid Mario Brothers. Hooray!
That's pretty good. Oh, here we go. Marty Man said, hoping to see more about the Chris Pratt and Mario story arc. Thank you, Marty Man, especially for being a member for 53 months. I think that might be a record on our channel. Well, with that said, y'all, I hope you have a wonderful day.
And an even more pleasant tomorrow.
Have a wonderful Halloween, and we'll catch you guys next time.
And an even more pleasant Thanksgiving.
All right. See you guys. Bye-bye.